All right, looks like I got my internet came back. There's nothing I can do about this. It's the internet. If it goes off, it goes off, and I just have to wait till it comes back on. I was double checking my Ethernet cord. I was like, maybe it was my Ethernet cord was unplugged, but then I looked at my laptop and the Wi-Fi was off, so I knew that the internet was off. Let me just double check to make sure that my Ethernet cord it's working. Yes, my internet cord is working. That's good. I was just touching it, making sure that it's plugged in securely, so that it's secured. But it's really not my Ethernet cord. It's just the Xfinity. Xfinity is just having some problems and issues, and I just want to make sure that we're good to go here. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Thank God that the internet came back right away. I was like, not right now, Xfinity. You couldn't pick the worst possible timing to have the internet go off when I'm streaming. But anyway, it came right back. It was just an outage, I think, like a quick outage, but it kind of sucks when it happens when you're streaming. But it happens, At least it was not a long outage. It was just a short outage. So it's all good. All good. Let's continue. All right. We have unlocked the door. We have finished a puzzle. The chess board puzzle. We figured it out thanks to me and my clever thinking. Basically, all you have to do is do a checkmate. Like how you do a checkmate towards the queen, and then you have to shoot the queen, and when you shoot the queen, the door opens, and then you go in. How did I knew that I had to go in and do a checkmate towards the queen as the pawn? Or let's say I was the bishop. Bishop takes the queen. Well, it was written on the here. This is how I knew. It was written right here. Here. You see, right flanks end file fifth from your shore. H5 awaits checkmate's core. So I was on the fifth. I was the pawn, right? So as the pawn, I was able to go ahead and move all the way to checkmate the queen. And checkmate meaning it's the end game. And then all I had to do after that was shoot the queen, and then she falls down, and then the door opens, and when the door opens, now we're in this place right here. Then see, it says there throned the queen, her power unfurled, then fire your shot. That means you have to shoot the queen. Then fire your shot and topple the world. And she topples the world as she falls down and crumbles as the figure, queen figure from chessboard, on the chessboard. like playing a chess game, checkmate. You know, when you do a checkmate, you just kick her out. So that's how I knew. Like, that's what I had to do. But anyway, you guys can go watch that on the part 5. That's before I lost the internet. That's prior to me losing the internet. But you can still watch it. It's still there. All right, let's continue. This place is tricky. You know, there's so many things here. What is this? What the hell? So wait, that was... Wait, that's him? He's a reptilian?
We did everything for you. We were a family. Everything I wanted. Why can't you see what you have right in front of you?
Maybe you should check what's right in front of you.
So he was a reptilian. The collectors are reptilians.
Once upon a different time, we were happy. We fell in love, married, had a son. Life was perfect. In that time, when you arrived, I was awestruck by your beauty, your goodness and inner strength. I refused to let you be a part of the experiments we were conducting, knowing full well collectors would punish me for doing so. You were also the prize they were looking for. Solon's descendant. The queen of the lost world of Lorne. The very essence of life itself. I did my best to hide your existence from them. I even had to send our son to a secret caretaker to ensure they could not get to him. But in the end, they broke me. The collectors found out what I had been keeping from them and began torturing and infusing me with a substance from their own world as punishment. The substance changed me. Changed my form, my appearance. Changed my voice. Turned me into a monster. My memory began to fade. I became more hostile and subordinate to their cause and goals. I was no longer me. Against my will, I used you for the experiments to build them an army of hybrid creatures. They made me use you until there was almost nothing left of you. And when you tried to escape, I killed you. You were gone by my hand because of what they had done to me. I refused to accept it. There had to be a way I could undo this. I could not live with what I had done.
All right, let's just step back for a minute. There's so much we need to unpack here. All right, there's so much here that I need to explain and I need to unpack. All right, so this guy, Gregory Connors, he loved her, of course, and he always loved her. However, the problem was these reptilians that he did business with, these collectors, they're reptilians. They do shapeshift forms, right? You hear these, conspiracies about reptilians. They look like humans, but if you look closely, they're really not. They're like reptilians, right? Reptilian race that can shapeshift. So they're shapeshifters, and these shapeshifters, collectors that live amongst us, and they control everything. They make all the decisions on the planet and the world. So they wanted her for whatever this experiment was like to do with her. So apparently he killed her so that they couldn't use her. And then after he killed her, they asked him to clone her, to recreate her. So he ended up making a hybrid version of her. But there's somewhere in that process of hybrid biogenetic replicant engineering, there's somewhere her spirit still survived and remembers like flashbacks of the past, right? Remembers like deja vu moments of certain places, certain people. And kind of like RoboCop, when Alex Murphy gets executed and killed by those thugs, and then once they finally recreate him as this RoboCop robot, there's part of his soul that is still there. Now his memory is not that vivid like when he was prior to this death. So his memory is trying to like remember like what was done to him, why he is who he is right now, and that he's not a human anymore, that he's a robot. But the soul was able to survive. So same thing with her. Part of her spirit is still there. Yes, it's her. It looks like her, but it's, not really her. But her spirit somewhere in there survived, and she remembers all of those things. And now he's explaining this to her. Like, hey, I'm not a bad guy. I just had to do what I had to do to protect you, so that way you cannot be used by these collectors, these reptilians. And we saw that fight with Reptilian. Remember, that was Reptilian version of Connors, because they're shapeshifters, right? You think that they are who they are, but they're not. They're shapeshifters. They're very manipulative, very evil and cold. Like reptilians are cold. They're not warm creatures. They don't feel warmth. They're very cold-blooded, very cold. So, and that's why there's dinosaurs, because to them, dinosaurs are like that's something. Well, that makes an interesting point. If reptilians did exist, or if they live among us on this planet, that explains the reptiles. That explains the serpents, the snakes. So many snakes, so many reptiles, crocodiles, alligators, right? That also explains the dinosaurs, why we had dinosaurs on this planet. So, this whole reptilian Draco, they call it Draconians race, this draconian race, reptilian race, it's not too far-fetched, actually. If you dig a little bit deeper, and I know now we're ancient aliens, ancient alien astronaut theory, like the guy with the hair, it was ancient aliens, right? Now, we're going into conspiracy here, of course. But, the whole reptilian thing, man, it's not too far-fetched. If you really study history and study religion and other, historical, books and read about it, I do read a lot. You're going to find out that there's some connection there between reptiles and humans. And what happened to the Atlantis, the fall of the Atlantis. Like, we're all trying to live among each other, try to live together, but something happened. And then who are we as a human race, right? And where do we come from? And what is this planet really? Was this planet a refuge that was created because there was nowhere else out there to live? You couldn't live on Mars, you couldn't live on Jupiter moons, you couldn't live on all these other planets. So was this a refuge? Was planet Earth like a refuge? There's all kinds of wild theories, conspiracy theories. We can go down the road of how many they are. It's like endless of theories, right? Conspiracy theories about the reptilian race, about the Aryan race, about the there's so many. What's the nearest galaxy to ours next to Milky Way? Jesus Christ. Andromedan race, right? Aryan race. There's, these tall whites with the blonde hair, blue eyes, which explains why so many Swedish, Danish, and German people there, blue eyes, blonde hair. Again, this is, you do some research, man. You got to do some research on this stuff, Don't just, disregard everything, because you don't know. There's so much that we don't know, and it's important for you to research this stuff. Where do you think the inspiration came in for this game to write this story? So again, people always say, well, where's the proof? Where's the evidence? Yeah, well, that's why we have secrets. Okay? What do you think the secrets are about? They're there for a reason. But if you do your own research, I think you might, find it very interesting when you read about the history, when you read about the humankind and the dinosaurs 65 million years ago, the first Homo sapien, etc., the Atlantis. There's so much, man, that we don't know. That there's so much. It's just, but it should be like that, because when you look up in the sky, when you look at the universe, you have to say, well, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? That has no end. It's infinite, right? So this idea that, we're the only ones, it's ridiculous. And who helped us build the pyramids? Who helped us with all this technology? There's so much we can go down the road, right? With so many, things in the past and in our history, right? Where you start to wonder about a lot of things. And then it's no wonder that there's secret societies. There's no wonder that there's so many secrets being kept from humanity. When you really start to think about it, are the humans really ready to accept what they really are and who created them? People are not ready. I know some people say, oh, we are ready. Trust me. I might be ready. Maybe some of you might be ready, but majority of 8.4 billion, it's not ready. They cannot accept that. And I think that's the reason why you have this, status quo of secrecy, why things are being kept secret from us, whether it's aliens, what's in the universe, etc., etc. There's so many things. But anyway, let's get back to the story of this game, all right? again, look, this game, it's, 4 out of 10, but I think this story, even though I know it's a buggy mess, it's a buggy game, I agree, but just like Mind's Eye, it really has a intriguing story. That's what I've been trying to tell you on the previous videos, in the previous live streams. Even though I know it's not Oscar-winning, performance, it's not Avatar like Jim Cameron's Avatar, but it's a very intriguing story, and I think that's what kept me going, to find out who she is. Remember, I kept writing on the titles, "Do you remember me, Mr. 4K? Do you remember me?" It's about the loss of memory, trying to remember, right? Like self-identity, to identify who you are. And what is your purpose? Why are you even here? What are you doing, right? When you wake up in the morning, you have to have some sort of a purpose in life, right? Otherwise, what's the point of waking up, right? So anyway, let's continue. I mean, yeah, you have to have some purpose. Imagine waking up in the morning, not knowing your identity and what is your purpose, like why you even wake up to begin with, and what are you doing, right? So that's very depressing. And that's how she felt. Like who am I? I need some answers. I need to know who I am. Why am I here? Why is these dinosaurs around? What the hell's going on? So that's the whole premise of Code Violet to begin with, and that's why they call it Code Violet. And we're going to learn more about that code and why they use that Code Violet, and why is this code so important to these collectors, also known as reptilian draconian race. Okay. All right, so let's continue. I hope you guys are, kind of not confused with what I'm trying to explain here. I'm sure you guys are confused. It's okay, right? That's okay, I don't blame you. I would be confused as well if I were just coming on the live stream and I'm, have no idea what this game is about. That's why you need to watch my previous live streams. You need to watch my previous, parts of this game that I was playing. And I kind of do talk about that a little bit. But anyway, if you're confused, that's okay. You can always, rewatch this, and maybe, watching my previous live streams, you will have a better understanding what this Code Violet is and why she's so important. Why is her eggs so important? Well, we don't know. I mean, we'll find out, but they're important to these collectors, these reptilians, draconians. It's very important to them. Something about her DNA, I don't know. But anyway, let's go ahead.
In secret, I used the same technology they had me use to create clones of you. To clone myself, I gave my clone a new name. Jason Miller. A name unrelated to myself, to ensure he would be able to infiltrate our complex. With the help of an old friend, Clipper, I sent Jason Miller back in time with one goal. To stop me from killing you. By any means necessary.
Wow.
If it would take my life to ensure that yours continues, I would pay that price a million times over. You were my everything. I have ached for you for so long. Please forgive me for what I did. I love you.
I love you.
It's easier to resist at the beginning than at the end. Leonardo da Vinci. Surface of TRAPPIST We don't. It's unknown. We don't know what time this is. What date. It's the spaceship. I think he destroyed it. They're not attacking her. Wow. Are they? That's the end. All right, so what do I think now that, let's see, these are the developers, Mika Jones, Noah Jones, these are the four brothers, Mika Jones, Noah Jones, Dartragnan Jones, Josiah Jones, written by Mika Jones. I could easily see a sequel to Code Violet, because just like with Mind's Eye, the way the Mind's Eye ends, the way the Code Violet ends here, I could easily see a sequel to this game, because we want to know on this this giant spaceship that Gregory Connors have created called Trappist 1, to see what happens with her. Is she going to confront these reptilians? Is she going to fight this reptilian race and go after them? Or what happens? Is she going to go visit their planet? Kind of like David in a Prometheus, where David goes to the engineers, right? And then he used that, that weapons of mass destruction to destroy all of them, right? And then he's the only one left being a god on that planet, and then he's creating all the xenomorphs and creatures. The biological weapon that spreads that virus and kills everything. Remember in a Alien Covenant, in the movie called Alien Covenant, Ridley Scott movie. So I think this is a very intriguing story. I hope that they make a sequel. I know the chances of sequel happening probably are like, who knows, 0.000%. All right, let's see who the cast is. Violet Sinclair, Aliana Viss, that's the actress. Aliana Viss, okay, Aliana Viss. Jason Miller, Georgia Jones. Oh, that's the That's the brother. Josiah Jones. That's the brother. Stephen Kelly, Elizabeth, Madeline Harsh. Okay. Mika Jones, Noah Jones. 4 brothers. Josiah Jones, the Artagnan Jones. These all Jones brothers. 4 Jones brothers. To Epic Games who gave us the ability to see our imagination come to life. What you call it? Not Universal. The Unreal Engine. Epic is the Unreal Engine. What do I think of this game? Look, it's not a bad game, dude. Yes, the bugs are problems. The bugs are issue. If they could just fix those bugs. But the game really has an intriguing story, man. Violet's story has just begun. You see? So there might be a sequel. New game plus and extreme difficulty unlocked. Extreme difficulty? Really? Should we try extreme difficulty? Oh my god. New game plus extreme difficulty. I don't know. Not yet. Not yet. I don't know what else I can say about this game other than, look, man, it's been an experience for me. Look, the way I look at the video games is like it's an experience. Okay, so it's been a fun experience. Yes, I know I've been frustrated with the bugs here and there, but like I said, they were not consistent bugs. They were there, but they were not like consistent bugs. So here's what I would say to these 4 brothers, these Jones brothers, these four Jones brothers, if they're watching. Here's the thing. If you go ahead and you want to make a game, you have to think about like the gameplay, right? People don't care much about graphics. They will, not be too much of a sticklers about like the graphics. As long as the game has a smooth, decent enough gameplay. What I mean by gameplay, it's like, to be able to like reload your gun really fast, to roll left and right, to jump up and down, to be able to maneuver, to be flexible, like in a Space Marine, right? So to be able to like jump around, evade the incoming, attacks from the enemy, like some of the basic necessity that you would need for the game to be, reasonably playable, right? And people will forget. They'll forget about the graphics and the animation as long as you focus on the gameplay and make sure there's no bugs. So my advice is, if you want to make a Code Violet 2 sequel, make sure that you avoid bugs at all times. Test everything, avoid the bugs. And number 2, make sure that the gameplay it's solid, so the character can move faster, so she can jump and roll left and right, and reload faster, run faster, jump up, and make it more fluid. If you can make it more fluid, the gameplay, meaning controlling the character, if you can do that, if you can make it fluid, then you got something good. You got something good. And then if you continue with this interesting story, I think people will say, well, this is good. I think a lot of people will give this game a good score. They'll say, okay, well, this is good, this is decent, or okay, good. And, because they will understand it's a small budget. You don't have a big budget. So they know that, it's a small budget, like four brothers, four brothers working. It's pretty impressive to see four people working on this game. Honestly, it's pretty impressive. So what would I say about this game? This game, it's what it is. You have to understand what it is. It's a small budget, created by four brothers. And, you can only expect so much. Like if it's a small budget, you can create miracles, okay? And you have to accept it for what it is. And that's the way I'm grading this game. My only issue with this game was the bugs. If I didn't have to deal with the bugs as much as I had to deal with, then I wouldn't have any complaints or problems with this game. But the bugs are the big problem, Sometimes your weapon doesn't even work. Like you have to constantly select a different weapon and use another weapon, select a different weapon, use another weapon till you finally are able to shoot and use the triggers. Like I had issues with that. Like even previously when I was fighting that reptilian, I had a problem like changing my weapons and trying to reload and trying to pull the trigger and shoot. It didn't work properly. Bugs like that, bugs like with a T-Rex, and I mean, and these bugs, like also the way the character moves and character's very slow. She doesn't even look like. She does look like, but she looks, beautiful and all that, athletic. But the way you play her, it's almost like a 600-pound person. Honestly. No offense. Yeah, she looks athletic, nice, fit, all that. But the way you control the character, it feels like you're controlling a 600-pound character. Everything's slow movements. Everything's kind of jerky and slow. And this is the problem. It's like I said, the gameplay is the biggest issue. Besides the bugs, is the gameplay. The story I like, just like with the Mind's Eye. You never heard me say, "Ooh, Mind's Eye has a terrible campaign," or "Mind's Eye has a terrible story." I never said that. The issue with the Mind's Eye is the gameplay, right? The gameplay is not fluid. I don't know what it is about the Unreal Engine, people using Unreal Engine. They're just having an issue to code a proper movements, a fluid movements. I don't know why is this difficult for developers to achieve with Unreal Engine. Honestly, it shouldn't be that difficult, especially with artificial intelligence. AI can code these movements for you very realistically. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not the developer, so I don't want to go too technical about that stuff. But my advice to developers, if they're watching this, focus on the gameplay. Focus on the gameplay, and make sure that you create a character that you can play. Like the fluidity, the movements. Focus on that first, so that way people can say, "Well, this is smooth. I like this. The way my character can roll and jump and be really fast to avoid the incoming dinosaurs and those raptors." Like, if we can make her be like Lara Croft Tomb Raider, right? Make her flexible like a Lara Croft. If they have done that, if they have made her flexible like a Lara Croft Tomb Raider, then this would be fun. I might even play it again, with a much more difficulty, with a much harder difficulty. But the harder difficulty, man, do I even want to try? Because the way the game is right now, the way the game is so buggy, and the gameplay, controlling the character, it's really jerky, and she plays like she's 600 pounds. You know, honestly, controlling her, it's like you controlling a 600 pounds a person. No offense. She's so slow and so jerky, and then the combat sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work, and then you got all those bugs on top of that. This is my advice to these developers. You should learn from this game and the mistakes and the failures. You should also learn from the previous one, and just you have to take the criticism. You're never going to get better if you don't take the criticism. You can learn from the criticism. You can say, okay, well, 2 of our games flopped, but why did it flop? Did it flop because of the story? No, the story was good. It flopped because of the gameplay. You have to remember, you're not making a movie. You're making a digital video game, playable digital character. So you spend most of your time controlling the character. That's why we have these controllers. Look, if you look at like Metal Gear Solid, why was Metal Gear Solid so popular? Yes, the story was great. The characters was great. The way Hideo Kojima wrote those characters, right? They're all great. But what made Metal Gear so unique was the way it was played. The tactical espionage action, right? The way you sneak behind, the way you use all these tools to call on the radio comm, to talk to other characters. It was designed well. The gameplay was there. It just so happened that the gameplay on Metal Gear Solid was also surrounded by an unbelievable masterpiece of a story. But your first focus should always be the gameplay. And I think this is the sad part about this game and Mind's Eye, is they focused so much on the story as if they were making a movie, but they forgot, hey, you're not making a movie. You're making a video game. People have to control these characters. And I think this is where I think the problem happens. Again, I could be wrong, but I think that's what my experience now is. That's what I'm thinking. With these developers, there's 4 of them from Team Kill Media. Team Kill Media, these are the Jones brothers. 4 Jones brothers from Team Kill Media. 4 of them. And it's remarkable to have 4 brothers work on a game like this. Honestly, I still congratulate them, because it's a lot of hard work, man. It's not easy to make these games. But you can learn from this. Like, 4 of these brothers, they shouldn't get mad. They shouldn't get mad if people on the internet are criticizing you. You should take that feedback and, swallow it and take it. Because it will only help you understand, hey, how can we be better next time around? Like, let's say if they decide to make a Code Violet sequel, Code Violet 2, they can say, you know what? Remember that guy, Mr. 4K? He was talking about his feedback about the gameplay. The gameplay needs to be fluid. The character needs to be lighter. The character needs to move faster, quicker, roll around left and right like Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, like a gymnastic figure. She needs to be like a gymnastic figure, because she looks like she's like athletic and got great body and all that. So you would think she would be able to move quicker and faster. So focus on the gameplay. Okay, that would be my honest advice. Don't worry about the graphics. Graphics, you can always patch it up. Later on you can patch it up and make it look better. But the gameplay and the bugs, those are the 2 important things that I just want to say before I leave. Because I'm not playing this again. Maybe in the future I'll maybe do a new game plus with more difficulties. Maybe we'll unlock some new costumes. We might have some new costumes in there that we can use. But that's maybe in the future. I will not delete the game. I'll leave it like this. If I have nothing else to play, I might want to play this again, do a new game plus, and there also is going to be a challenge mode, so I'll keep it. But right now I got Space Marine 2, and we got other games to play. We got Space Marine 2 that we need to finish. Then we have, of course, Arc Raiders. Oh God, Arc Raiders. I was watching Dr. Disrespect. I did say Monday that I want to jump into Arc Raiders Monday, maybe Sunday, depending when I finish Space Marine 2. But can I be honest, man? I am terrified to jump in with my friend Shuki inside that world of Arc Raiders. Because, man, what I witnessed Dr. Disrespect go through in that game, I don't know, dude, man. Here's what I want to say about the Arc Raiders. I don't like frustrating games. Like, a game that frustrates me, I don't like that. It means I'm not having fun. Like, what I'm trying to say, if I'm playing a game, there has to be something there that will make me coming back for more. And there has to be something intriguing, right? That will keep me coming back for more. But with Arc Raiders, it's just like it's just like Battlefield and Call of Duty. It's just like one of those things. I'm gonna go through all this, effort to collect everything, loot everything. At the very end of my extraction, I get killed, and then I have to start all over again. It just to me that's not fun. I just, it may be fun for some of you who play those types of extraction games, like Escape from Tarkov. But I just, man, I feel like it feels like a waste of time. Like, you invest so much time and then you keep losing. And you're like, man, let's say you play this game, Arc Raiders for like 8 hours, and within 8 hours, you constantly cannot extract. You keep dying because people turn on you, they kill you, and they take your shit. And you're like, man, the hell with this shit, right? So, like, you spend 8 hours playing that game, and you're like, man, this is frustrating. It doesn't feel like rewarding. Like, I don't like games that punish you. I like games that reward you for at least trying. But this game doesn't even do that. This game, it's merciless. Has no mercy. Talking about the Arc Raiders, and I don't know why people are so drawn into that stuff. That they want to play those types of games. I know the game is popular, but like to me, it's just. I know I will be frustrated by playing that game because the nature of the game tells me everything I need to know. So I don't know yet. I still haven't used the code. I still have the code. I haven't used it. I'll make a decision on Monday if I want to, continue. If I want to continue. So, what I mean continue, if I want to, continue playing the game. Meaning Arc Raiders. Because I haven't even used the code. Like, what am I saying continue? I'm sorry. I haven't even played it yet because I haven't used the code. But what I meant to say by continue, do I want to, play this? Do I want to frustrate myself? I know for you guys sitting on your nice, comfy, lazy boy, bourgeois sofas and your bourgeois big giant apartments or houses, it's easy for you sitting there, scratching your balls, stroking your dick, and watching me suffer and laugh. You know what I mean? No offense, but it's easy for you guys to sit there and watch me get suffered. But to me, I don't want to do that because I don't want to suffer playing that game. And what I have seen so far with Dr. Disrespect and Nick Merckx, I've been watching Doc and Nick Merckx play the game, and it's just, I'm like, I don't know if I can tolerate that. I just don't know if I can tolerate myself to tolerate that. Losing constantly and then So I don't know, like what I'm trying to say. I don't know, dude. I told KJ I haven't used the code. It still sits there. I'll make a decision on Monday if I want to use the code. So on Monday I will make a decision whether or not I want to play Arc Raiders. You know. So on Monday I will make a decision whether or not I want to go through that hell and drag Shuki with me down that hell. I might just want to use Shuki, just use him as a bait, you know, so they can, you know, tear him apart and take his shit, and then I can run to the extraction. I thought about it, but I said, nah, that would be really selfish and unfriendly. Sorry, Shuki, I would never do that. Or maybe I would. Maybe I would like, hey, sorry, Squid Game, bro. It's a Squid Game. You gotta go, bro. Look, it's better you than me. All right, dude. Here you go. Yeah, push him aside. Go, take him. And then I run my ass off and I just get to the extraction. No, I would never do that. But who knows? If I'm stuck in a situation, he might do the same thing. So how do I know that he wouldn't do the same thing? So, you know, it's see, I already don't like this game, Arc Raiders, because it's like Squid Game. It's like you gotta make choices, and then, you know, shit, you know, hey man, it's better you than me. I love you, but shit, better you than me. So let me, you know, take my shit, let them grab your shit, while I can still buy some time to get to the extraction point and just get the hell out of here, you know. So I don't know yet. Guys. I don't know. Alright, so that's it. I'm done with the Code Violet. I think I said enough about this game. Alright, I think I gave this game a proper run for its money. Big thanks to KJ for supplying this game. Thanks to him, I was able to play it. I was able to finish it. And like I said, if you want to know more, watch my previous videos, watch my previous live streams. I think it will give you a pretty good idea, like what I think about the Code Violet. You know, it's kind of same situation with the Mind's Eye. It's not a bad game. It's just it's surrounded by poor development of the gameplay and buggy mess, you know, and that's one of the problems, which of course surrounds this game and their previous game, and of course Mind's Eye as well. So hopefully maybe developers will learn something from this. Maybe they will, you know, make a sequel and make it better. I don't know. Apparently they are working on a challenge mode. There will be a challenge mode, which I will check out whenever that becomes available. There's also a new game plus difficulty, which I will also play one of these days in the future. I don't know when, but you know, one of these days when there's nothing else to play and I'm like, okay, I have nothing else to play, let's go jump into this. Let's try to play this, you know, new game plus with a much harder difficulty, and also check out the challenge mode that they have. All right, so I'll be back later with Space Marine 2. It's a short live stream, of course. I lost my internet on the part 5. That's why the part 5 was so short. I lost the internet, and then I had to, of course, you know, restart the stream with the part 6. So that's it. We're done with the Code Violet. I will not delete this game. I will keep it so I can come back to it, play it again, check out the challenge mode and the new game plus mode with a much harder difficulty. Maybe there's some new costumes that they have available. So I'll be back with the Space Marine 2. And thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this. And 7 days. In 7 days, we made it. I started Code Violet last Saturday. That's when, you know, KJ gave me the code. And then here we are now, 7 days later. Friday night, the game is finished. Okay? There you have it. Everything you want to know about the Code Violet, believe me, my channel has you covered. Okay? It's all there for you to see for yourself and make your own decision whether or not it's worth it or not worth it for you. Okay? Alright, so I'll be back with Space Marine Part 2. Space Marine 2 Part 2. Okay? Alright, I'll be back. I'll be back! You hear me, Dylan? I said I'll be back. Not I will be back. I said I be back. I would never say I will be back. I said I'll be back. That is right. Why would I want to say I will be back? I'll just say I'll be back.